Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you for staying with us. Right here in studio, we have some members of the TTFF here, and we're going to speak a little bit about their contributions and what they've been up to. With me on my right, I have Mr. Robert Mailer. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
And on my left, I have Mr. Rommel Hall. Good morning,
Hey, morning.
Rommel. All right, so Robert, let's talk about your movie, Sprinter.
Yeah.
All right, so give us a little rundown on the film.
Sprinter is the story of a Rastafarian teenager who, when he's 7 years old, his mother moves to America on a 2-year visa, and 10 years later, she still hasn't returned. She's living illegally in America, and she asks him to try and make the track team so that he can run in a race in America. And it's the story of him training to make the team and trying to make the team to reunite with his mother and try and reunite his entire family.
All right, so what was your inspiration for the film? Why make it in this setting?
The barrel picnic phenomena, that's what kids whose parents move away are called, is just so familiar. The lead actor in the film, Dale Elliott, has a way more dramatic story. His parents left, his mom left him at 3 and his dad left him at 5.
Okay.
And he hadn't seen either of them. He hasn't seen his mom still to this day.
Really? So so for him, it's more true to life.
Correct.
Okay.
And his dad, he saw on set, on his way to shoot the scenes in LA. Really? So he hadn't seen his dad in a 15-year time span. And he actually ran at in that university and in high school in Jamaica. And obviously, the story was developed during the time when Usain Bolt was obviously the sprint champion. He's still the sprint champion. The sprint king,
the sprint champion. Still a big deal in Jamaica and the world. You know, fastest man in the world.
Ever.
Tell us a little bit about your journey process. How long was it?
Well,
in the process of making this movie.
The magic of this story is that we actually pitched this project and developed this project at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival Lab. And so we were here 3 years ago pitching this project. And Storm and I finished the script and took it out for financing in March of 2016. I sent it to Overbrook Entertainment, which is Will and Jada Smith's company.
Right.
And the very next day they called me back and they're like, Rob, we got to find a way to make this with you. And so they along with Richard Jefferson, were my financiers and partners on this film. And so 2 years ago, we just premiered at ABFF in June. And there we won Best Director, the Audience Award, and the Jury Award for the film festival.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
what would you say was your most challenging moment of the production?
There's so many. Well, it's just every day on a film set is a new challenge. And this is, as a producer, this is my first film. So I learned a bunch that, it's trial by fire. Yeah. The most challenging moment, I would say, actually was a moment on set where we needed Dale to have some emotion about his mother. Yes. And we asked him, hey, we really need you to feel this moment here. Like, what would it mean, like, if you actually got to see your mother? And he's like, I don't know what my feelings are for my mother. I haven't seen her. Right. And he's a first-time actor. We found him on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, Dale. His name is Ellie Diviner, and and he plays our lead, and this is his first film. And so that, just like having that moment where he looks at us and he just didn't know how to connect to that scene emotionally because he had never experienced it. Okay, understood. And to not, I don't know how to tell someone how to feel about their mother.
Right, yeah. So he had to dig really deep to.
He did. Really we had to. We didn't know if we should like drop something in his eyes to make it look like he was crying, or put the onion under his nose, or do whatever. Yeah.
So Rommel, we have you quiet in the corner over here. Sorry about that. We're going to talk a little bit about your movie Hall.
Yeah.
So Hall, based on Winston Leroy Hall. Any relation?
No. I have an uncle named Winston Hall, but it's not the same guy.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the story about the movie.
Well, Hall tells the story of it tells the incredible story, really, of a Barbadian fugitive who escaped from prison 3 times. So he was like her anti-hero or Robin Hood. Right. And it was one of those things where it got to a point that every time he escaped from prison, there was like almost like a national celebration from the majority of the populace, not everybody, the majority of the populace. And it just tells that incredible story.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And in regards to the character himself, is it something that you are very familiar with? Is it something you heard growing up? What about the folklore of the character?
Yeah, but basically his whole story started in 1985 when he was involved in a murder. He wasn't the person that pulled the trigger. He was the watchman.
Oh, so he was wrongfully accused then?
Well, he wasn't wrongfully accused. He was an accessory.
Okay.
Right? And what happened is that the Barbadian public just felt that the pendulums of justice swung too heavily against him because he was not the murderer.
Right.
Right? But I grew up with this Mr. Hall stories because I remember hearing it as a little boy, and then as I became a teenager and got older, this is when he was on the run and he got caught. Then he was on the run again, and then he got caught. Actually, the third time he was on the run, he was actually caught in Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yeah. It's back in 1999.
99?
Yeah,
That recently?
He actually was found in San Fernando, and he got embroiled in this love triangle, as a lot of men do.
Oh, a South woman.
Yeah.
I'm a South man, so.
Yeah. So then he was recaptured.
Okay. What would you say was your most memorable moment about making this film?
I have several, but my most memorable moment is taking it around the world and seeing the reactions of people. I have to say, in all the times I screened it, there are certain parts that people really respond to. But last night when we screened, we had a packed house at Movie Tongue. Was the first time ever that there was an audience response to a Biwi. There's actually, because the time that he was brought back from Trinidad to Barbados, he was brought back in on a Biwi. So I have a shot of a Biwi going down the runway in Barbados, and the movie theater was like, yay!
All right, well, we'll just hold on to that for a little bit. We do have a package about Miss Francis Ann Solomon. Let's get over to that.